Yo, it's your brother up north, better than Jordan. He didn't get that break. Welcome back to the Break Podcast. Here on this podcast, we acknowledge all-star athletes who was a star in their city. Today's no different. We got my man, Brent. No, I can't see you.
Can you see me?
I can hear you.
Hold on, let me try to. Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, hold on, let me see if I
There
can.
you
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just in my garage, man.
You good, brother? You good. You good. You good. You
I don't
good,
be
bro.
smoking in the house, man. You know, it's
Nah.
hard. I can't go that long without
Listen,
smoke.
I get it. I get it, brother. I get it. You all good, bro. Don't even trip. Listen, can you tell the people? Can you tell the people your name, where you from, and what high school you went to?
Okay, I went to West High. My name is Brent Brooks, and I went to West High from '99 to 2003.
Okay. We're gonna get right on into it, Brent. What age you pick up at basketball?
I didn't pick up a basketball. I didn't start playing basketball until I was about 10, 11.
Okay.
The first sport I played was baseball.
Okay.
To be honest, that's the sport that I should have kept playing.
What position did you play?
I played a little bit of everything. When I first moved to Tracy, that's how I really met everybody. I played baseball. I played with Romeo Newman.
Yep.
Adam Delaringa.
Yep.
Chris Gruler. Chris Gruler was a badass pitcher. He was, when I first moved to Tracy, there was this dude named Chris Gruler, Adam Delaringa. Fuck, what was it? Then it was two brothers that were pitchers. Gosh, I'll remember. I gotta remember their name.
It was dope.
Yeah, it was two brothers that were pitchers. I gotta remember their names. But that's why I started playing. I was playing out at Jefferson, Tracy Little League.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But that's where I started. Then I started playing basketball when I was like 10. I was going to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yep.
And it was a league out there at the Boys and Girls Club that I was playing in. And Ray was my coach. Ray was my coach.
Ray Carter?
Ray Carter was my coach.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, R.I.P. Ray Carter had passed away.
Really?
Yeah, Ray Carter passed away a few years back.
Ray.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he was my basketball coach, man. When I was young, he used to take me everywhere. He used to have this accurate legend, man. He used to take me everywhere. We used to play in Berkeley.
Yeah.
They used to have a army base in Berkeley. That's where they used to do most of the AAU tournaments. Yep. AAU back then, it wasn't like it is now. Like everybody got a team in every city now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's on it. It wasn't like that back then. It was like you had to know somebody to play AAU. Everybody played just regular recreation in their city. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
When did you start getting recognition for your game? When did you start getting like, yo, that's Brent. He got some game. I want Brent on my team.
Well, to be honest, first it was baseball. I was on the all-star team.
So you was really like that in baseball?
Yeah, me, Keith Grahava, Brad Edwards. We all went to sections in baseball when we were young.
Really?
Real.
Wait, so what age? What made you go 100% basketball? Because you also play football, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I played football. Yeah, I was really good at football too.
What made you go basketball 100% instead of do the other ones?
Well, I decided after my sophomore year.
Yeah.
I had got moved up from instead of playing sophomores, I got moved up to varsity my sophomore year.
Yeah.
And when I got moved up, I don't know what it was. It was actually a bad decision of mine.
Going
And
far.
no, it was a bad decision of mine to stop playing football and baseball.
Okay.
But I didn't have any real guidance at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had my parents were there, but I didn't really have my parents on me like do this,
Right.
do this.
Right.
If you do this, you can go here. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
If you were to stay focused, and I didn't have my parents really on me like that. I was kind of running the streets a little bit. You know
Got
what
you.
I'm saying?
Got you.
So the pictures in baseball. Jared Galley.
Jared Galley.
Yeah, Jared Galley and his brother. He had an older brother, Greg Galley, and those two were there were some fucking knuckleheads, but those two were some good ass baseball players, bro.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah.
Romeo Newman was a good ass baseball player too. That motherfucker broke my thumb pitching to me. I was his catcher, and he broke my thumb pitching to me.
How
You know, but
how,
yeah.
how fast would you say Romeo threw?
Romeo we was 10, 11, 12. Romeo was throwing 70 miles an hour. You know what I mean?
Easy.
Easy. He was throwing fast, bro. So, and there was a kid at Tracy High, Matt Lima. He was good.
Yeah.
Uh, Tony Benz was good in baseball. Um, Man, it was a lot of people. Man, baseball was big when It was like baseball first, then it was football, and
Right.
then football. In football, I remember coming to Tracy before I played Tracy Raiders. I played San Leandro Crusaders before I played Tracy Raiders.
I know you talk. Yep. Shout out
And
Crusaders.
and,
Yep.
and the competition was different. When I played San Leandro Crusaders, I was a lineman. I was like kind of short and stocky,
I was a
right?
lineman too. Yeah.
And then I moved to Tracy, and the competition was a little different in Tracy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I moved to Tracy and was like an automatic star on the team. It was like I was the starter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but the competition started coming as the years were to come. You know what I mean?
Right.
But get back to what you were saying. I started playing basketball, like really started playing basketball like my 8th grade years when I really started getting serious about basketball. I used to have my partners come over, Adrian, Laurent, Aaron, Laurent, Daryl, Fuzz. Yep. We all lived by each other. And I used to have a basketball court in front of my house. So everybody used to come in front of my house, and we would put my neighbor's court down, and we would play full court games in front of my house.
Yeah.
And so that's how I kind of started getting my name in basketball. And then when I got to high school, I started playing. I started kicking it with Jamar Schuler.
Yeah.
And Nick Tabaria. They're like 4 years older than me.
Legendary.
Right? And Jamar played with Troy, Chad Hagedorn, Mike Oliveira.
Yeah.
This dude Mike Oliveira.
Yeah.
Mike Oliveira was probably one of the best. You had Andy Sansaver. Mike Oliveira was one of the best ballers that I saw come out of Tracy on the low, bro.
What position he played for people that don't know him? If somebody in Colorado watching this, what position did he play?
Mike Oliveira played quarterback.
Yeah.
Not only was he a great fucking quarterback, but he was a great basketball player. He wasn't like going through the legs like a motherfucker. He was a fundamental sound basketball player.
Yeah.
And he was strong as fuck.
Yeah.
And he was just good, bro. I'm telling you, this dude, Mike Oliveira, Reggie, my boy Reggie, left hand Reggie used to ball too. So I used to go up to their games when I was like 7th, 8th grade.
Wait,
West High against Tracy.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Your best game, you being in about 7th and 8th grade, going to watch Tracy versus West, because it's only at this time it's only 2 high schools. Favorite game that you remember?
Let's see.
If any, or something that stick out in your mind.
My favorite, I gotta be honest, my favorite Tracy West game had to be when I was playing. And it was
what's up?
It was a game that they had Pat Voss.
Yep.
They had Matt Icotes. They had John Young.
Young. Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
and they was balling. And we had me, EJ, TJ, Brian Roycroft, Jeremy Cook,
Yeah.
uh, Jay Sadu, Ricky Mizuno, Todd Long. We were deep, and we used to have fun. We used to have fun, but it was a game that it was kind of close, a
Yeah.
little bit. We were like a little kind of close, and I can't remember if I think I threw an alley oop to TJ or something. I used to get steals all the time. I didn't score a whole lot because
Yeah.
we had a lot of scores. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On
Of
that team,
course.
I didn't have to score like that.
You're a true point
But
guard.
right, I used to just control the tempo a little bit and get in the game and pick the tempo up a little bit because I didn't start my sophomore year. Brian did,
Yeah.
and I threw an alley oop to TJ, and it pretty much shut the game down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember they opened up the bleachers all the way around in our gym for that particular game, and I don't remember them ever doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh,
everybody,
oh yeah. It was lit.
yeah, and TJ dunked on somebody one time, or I don't know if I threw him an alley oop, but TJ dunked on somebody one time, and it just pretty much ended the game. It was like over.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
besides Tracy, your favorite school to play against?
My favorite school to play against.
Were you
Um,
the competition was good and you just
I
knew like
like
okay.
so I used to know Bobby Bobby, I think his last name, I forgot his name. He passed away too. He was a coach at Franklin.
Oh,
And
Franklin. Yep.
yeah, and Stockton. And I used to know and Manteca teams too. See, I used to know a lot of people from football. So we all played Tracy Raiders, and we all came up playing Tracy Raiders against the Manteca Chargers and all them, right?
Absolutely.
So it was like cats like Gilbert Martinez and stuff from he was balling too in football.
Yeah.
And I used to know cats in Manteca. So
Yeah.
I used to like playing against everybody, dog. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was like a competition, and I ain't gonna lie, like I knew that we was good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a time where it was like not everybody was like flashy like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like kind of like try to be flashy, and that's why we used to try to make it fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I like used to play. I used to like playing against everybody. You know what I mean?
I
Scoring,
get it. I get
yeah,
it.
score a bucket and look over at the coach. You know the other coach. You know what I mean? Kind
Yeah.
of smile at him. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But
What
but
made you
that
go to West? Was it because you live closer to West, or was it you really want to go to West?
well, I actually first I lived closer to Tracy High.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my grandma used to live right around the corner from West High.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I to go to West High.
Yeah.
And the reason why I went to West High at first, because I wasn't even really tripping off basketball at first. The reason why I went to West High is because of football. We had a bomb football team in Pop Warner. And
Okay.
so I stayed with Nate Fagundis was my quarterback.
Yeah.
Uh, Jeff Johnson, Mike Amin, Fuzz,
Yeah.
and we had some real hitters on our football team. That's why I was like, man, I should have never stopped playing football because that was the biggest mistake that I ever made. I think not was to stop playing football.
Not playing football. What position did you
Right.
play football for somebody that don't know?
I played running back, defensive back. I played a little bit of everything. Outside linebacker. I was good in football, bro. Like I played a little bit of everything. I played really in football. I played a little bit of everything.
Well, your favorite position to play?
My favorite position to play was probably, I would probably have to say my favorite position to play was running back because I scored a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
But my favorite position to play was probably probably outside. I sometimes I used to play like outside linebacker too.
Yeah.
And I used to just kind of be all over the place. But then I also used to like sometimes they line I'm as a running back, but then line me out in the slot, and they
Yeah,
might throw a Daryl or something, and I get to come back and crack back on one of them outside linebackers and just lay their ass out.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Or
Listen,
you play DB and somebody like the other side, it was me, Fuzz, and Daryl, and I think Fuzz was free safety, and I think me and Daryl was DBs,
yeah,
and somebody coming across the middle, that they catch it across the middle, and they take that one step, and you just light their ass up.
yeah.
Like that's what I used to really, really, really love about football. You know what I'm saying? And we used to kind of get crazy. Like even before West High, when we played Tracy Raiders,
That's yeah,
Will Bailey, me, Carlos Valdez, Will Bailey, Brian Roycroft, Jeff Johnson, like we were some fools before, because we used to go to Stockton and we beat the Stockton Vikings in the Super Bowl and all that. Before this was before even high school.
that's
So
what I was gonna
before,
ask you. That's what I was
yeah,
gonna ask you about. Like, I know that Tracy Raiders was legendary. I was about to ask you about some of them players on that team. Tell
yeah, but
For somebody that don't know how legendary like the Vikings is, could you put it in perspective for them, like how dope the Vikings was and how legendary that is for y'all to beat them?
so this area pretty much like Stockton was like the most metropolitan areas, most urban area that we played against. We used to go play against Cal High in
Yeah,
Pleasanton and Amador, and I'm talking about we would smash them, like smash them. Like we was not we when we was playing, like we was going like we lost like one game. You know what I mean? We go up
yeah,
to Sonora, smash them, go everywhere, smash them. We was smashing. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And so like uh I don't I think that people don't really realize when you're in an area where it's predominantly like there's a few African Americans in Tracy, but it wasn't even about that. It was like the everybody on our team, whether you were African American, Caucasian, whatever, Mexican,
yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah,
was good. You know what I mean? Everybody was good, and from and I remember then from EJ to Mike Carter to back when I first got there, is this dude named Orlando Hodges that
yeah.
was Jamal Robinson
Robinson,
Jamal Robinson used to
John,
fuck people up. Yo,
John
John Ben,
Bennett,
yo, my nigga John Benton
the truth.
Terrence Tillman. He played at West High. He went to
Yep.
I think San Jose State.
Nice.
Corey,
Yeah,
Corey. Okay, so when I played like seventh, eighth grade, I used to go to the West High games, and I used to watch Corey a lot. Him and Terrence Tillman, and also that's when I learned about Mike Oliveira. They had this big tight end. I think Brown was his last name. I can't remember him. They
yeah.
had so there was two brothers, Gary Sadu and Jay Sadu,
Okay.
and they were Indian. Gary Sadu was like a center, a power forward or a center. He used to play with Chad and Mike Oliveira. He was
Yeah,
ball, bro. Okay,
yeah.
and Jay was on our team. Okay, and he didn't even start because he had EJ in front of him. R.I.P. EJ, rest in peace, EJ.
RP, RP. Yeah,
And so Jay didn't start. But Jay could have started. Jay had a jumper. I'm telling you, when Jay Sadu shot the ball, it was like when he shot it, it was so pretty. And when he shot it, we was like, it was we
good.
knew it was going in.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like we were balling. We were really balling. And the reason why we was balling is because we had a lot of fun.
yeah. Can I
You know what
can I
I'm
ask you the best two-way player that you saw coming up? Somebody that played both sports. I mean, I know you played all of them. You know, besides yourself, somebody else that you saw that was like, oh, he was nice in football, he was nice in baseball, or he was nice in basketball, he was nice in football.
Okay. So I don't know anybody that was nice in all, and this is. I hope other people could Andy Sansaver, I think, played baseball too. So he played baseball, basketball, and football. Andy Sansaver was good.
Yeah.
Andy Sansaver, I remember he was good. Uh, I'm trying to think about who else played all three like me, but I didn't play all three. That's the only thing, I didn't play all three in high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But do a background check. Talk around to the people that when I played baseball with them, I was on the all-star team, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So all them. Jared Galley asked all them. That's how I knew all them.
Yeah.
But Jason Carranza, he was good in baseball. Rudy Carranza, that everybody know Rudy Carranza. He was my favorite. I think the best player that I've seen play more than one sport, if we're just talking about football and
Or
basketball,
it could be any two sports. It could be any two sports.
I would have to say either Mike Oliveira that I saw in Tracy,
Yeah.
or EJ,
Mm.
because EJ was good at basketball and football.
Right.
EJ was good at basketball and football.
That's a
That,
fact. That's a
now the best basketball player
yeah.
that came out of Tracy. He didn't play in Tracy all of his years though. But the best basketball players that came out of Tracy was Nick Tabari.
Bar. That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
fact. That kick.
But,
You remember any memorable games with Nick?
uh,
Watched or even played?
um, Nick, Nick, Nick was different. Nick was different. Nick could have went to the NBA.
Easy.
Easy. Nick could have went to the NBA. Nick was Nick was different. You know what I mean? And I know that because I was real mature as far as like mentally.
Right.
As far as sports and everything, Nick was different. He was so, like, we used to go to, there used to be this park in San Ramon. We used to go to this park and ride out to this park in San Ramon
Yep.
and play like 2:30 in the morning. We used to go to Williams Middle School and park his car at night at like 11 o'clock at night and play one-on-one. Me and Nick used to play one-on-one for like 3 or 4 hours at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we was, and not only was he like good in basketball, he had a good basketball IQ, but Nick was different. He thought differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he would challenge things. Nick is a challenger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he would challenge certain things. So when you have a coach, your coach might not like that.
That's a fact.
You
That's a
see what I'm saying?
Of course.
If he's challenging, so that's the whole thing. Like, I think Nick's issue when he came to Tracy was the coach that he had, because he had in Modesto, Nick had a coach that let him run, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you gotta know what type of basketball players that you had. We came up in a time where a lot of coaches used to like think that like the Bobby Knight way of coaching, like the old school way of coaching, like, you're gonna listen to me, you're gonna run my plays,
My way
you're gonna do this my way.
or
You
no
know
way.
what I mean? Which that's cool, but at the end of the day, that your player is playing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so when you have a player that their IQ is a little different than everybody else, which Nick's was. Like, Nick was a basketball player, like, and his IQ was different. And so sometimes you got to let your players play.
Do you feel that puts shackles on players' game when a coach is like, my way or no way? You got to run my system. Won't let players be themselves.
Absolutely. Like, I think that we were good because we had good coaching, and then I think we could have been better if our coach wasn't so overbearing. Like if we dunked it and missed it, you know what I'm saying? He had to take a game or something. But so now you're thinking on the way up, like I have to make this dunk. Like
Right.
that is with your confidence. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a fact. Listen, Brent, this part of the segment, it's no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion. I just want to know what you think. I'm just gonna ask you a few questions. Who wins this matchup? 96 Bulls, 2001 Lakers, or the Warriors when they had KD?
Okay. So nobody's beating the night. Okay, nobody's beating the 96 Bulls.
It's a fact.
Period. And this is what people forget. Like people forget, and this is why I was good in sports, and this is why certain people were good in sports. It's not necessarily the best talent or whatever, but it's something in sports that you gotta have. It's called dog. You know what I'm saying? And some people got it, and some people
Who don't?
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In sports, it's kind of like it goes back to like the old time with the Coliseum and all that. You know what I mean?
That's
And
a fact.
like if when I came up playing football, I used to watch this movie called Program.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched
Yeah.
that,
Of course.
but like it was kind of wild. It was kind of like it was this one part where like the dudes like before the game they used to spit in each other's mouth.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so like when I used to be on the football field, that's why I used to like my coach Sal Sal.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shout out
it
South.
was coach, yeah, shout out to Sal Sal, man,
All of them. Yeah, for real.
because he understood. Shout out to Coach Vaughn too. All my coaches from Tracy Raiders, Coach Vaughn,
Yeah.
Coach Ford, Coach Carter, Mike Carter's there. I mean, we had some good coaching in Tracy. Our analysis, it was some good coaching in Tracy.
Wait. So you going with the 96 Bulls? That's a
96. I will go with the 96 Bulls because they had the dog.
okay.
You know,
Hold on. I got a couple more questions. Hold on. Shaq
okay.
and Kobe or Shaq and Penny? Take out the rings.
Shaq and Kobe.
Okay. All right. You need a 3-point. You need a 3-point shot. It's game 7. Who takes this shot? You got everybody in their prime. You got Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Steph Curry, and Larry Bird. Who takes the shot?
Steph Curry.
Okay. All right.
Steph Curry. Nobody can. If anybody contests it, he has the purest jumper. I mean, I know Klay Thompson has a nice jumper too, but Steph Curry, the way he creates his jumper and shoots in the range that he shoots from, I've never seen anybody shoot like Steph Curry.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Let me ask you this. It was a point in time Toronto had T Mac and they had Vince. They chose to go. I mean, I know T Mac left. As a coach, would you have chosen T Mac to build around, or would you have kept Vince and build around Vince?
Oh, T Mac was way better than Vince Carter.
Okay, say no more. We're on the same page. All right. Listen,
Yeah.
can I hear your top 5 of Tracy of all time? Meaning you and 5 other players from Tracy, any era, you taking these players and you going to play against anybody.
Well, first I have to say the most successful probably person to play a sport to come out of Tracy is probably Matt Overton
That's a fact.
because he went to the Colts. I'm not saying he was the best athlete by any means because he wasn't the best athlete,
Right.
but he definitely was probably the most determined, the most disciplined. He probably had a good support system at home that
Yeah.
has a lot to do with it. But the top 5, if we're talking about top 5, if I was to put
For you.
together a 5
You going
basketball,
everybody in their prime. Everybody in their prime. You about to go play somebody and some money on the line.
if I was to put together a top 5 basketball team in Tracy, I wouldn't even be on the team.
No. Just give me 5 other players. You included.
Yeah. I would have Michael Oliveira,
Okay.
I would have uh I would have uh I would have Michael Oliveira. If I was on the team, I would pick up Mike Oliveira. I would pick up Nick. I would run small, but we still win. I'd pick up Nick. I'd pick up. I'd pick up. Who? I'd pick up. I'd probably pick up Curtis Owens,
Okay. We need two more.
Jamar, and TJ.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I'd run with them. I'd run with them in basketball
Okay.
because if we're all on the court together, that'd be a hard thing between me, Nick, EJ, Mike, Kurt, and TJ. Jeez, and Jamar, it'd be hard to beat.
I'm already knowing. Give me two players you love to play with because y'all just know each other, chemistry, whatever may be the case that you always, you guys
I
just
love I love to play with Nate Fagundis in football.
okay.
He was the quarterback of our team. He was a good quarterback.
Okay.
Nate Fagundis was a good quarterback. He was
Yeah.
a damn back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to play with Nate Fagundis in football.
Okay.
Football is my favorite sport because you kind of get to get wild on that football field. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of, I mean, I'm kind of a nut job.
Give me favorite quarterback and running back to come out of Tracy. To you, in your opinion.
Best quarterback to come out of Tracy was probably Mike Oliveira.
Okay.
The best running back to come out of Tracy. Oh shit,
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, breed them.
that's a tough.
Breed them.
That,
Breed
that's a
'em. Tough.
that's a tough one. It was a lot of good running backs in
Oh,
Tracy.
what?
Uh, um,
What?
it was a lot of good running backs in
Oh, they
Tracy.
made their name off that, bro.
Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot of good running backs in Tracy. I want to say. Well, I mean, John Ben was really good.
True.
Carlos Valdez was
True.
good.
True. True.
Uh, 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 uh,
Even if you see the
Daryl,
potential, Daryl, like I said, Daryl,
Daryl,
man, you took the words out of my mouth.
Daryl Gates was good. And again, that's why I say like outside out if everybody had a good support system at home, you know what I mean? Like there were some people that played in Tracy that could have definitely went to the NBA, the NFL. Um, as like as you get older, you realize how much like sports, like your talent, it has a little bit to do with it, but most of it is the dedication of your parents and your support system that
Oh
you
man,
have. You know,
absolutely. Dame Lillard is a perfect example of that. Just you know what I'm saying? Wasn't the most recruited player, but stayed at it, had a good
right,
support system, and had a team somebody that believed in him. You know what I'm
right.
saying? They had a good work ethic.
Uh, and what I will say though is also in sports though, also in women's sports, Cameo Hicks.
Mm,
Let's
true,
get to Cameo Hicks was
true,
something else on that basketball court.
true.
And my cousin Brittany Daniels,
Oh man.
uh, she still has her. I haven't been to the gym in a while, but in West High, she had her name was all in the gym and stuff. She was probably one of the best athletes to come out of Tracy.
Oh,
Also,
no question. Not, she not talked about enough. We got to get her on this show. But before I
yeah.
get you up out of here, Brent, best advice a coach ever gave you that stuck with you today.
Well, best advice the coach ever gave me, the best advice anybody ever gave me was to have fun. And what you're doing, have fun because if you ain't having fun, you're not gonna want to be the best at what you're doing.
That's a fact.
Um, and just perfect it, practice it. Like if you're not trying to be the best at what you're doing, then there's no point in doing it. And I know that's just kind of cliche,
No, it's
but
real though.
Another thing is don't don't emphasize so much. Like don't hold sports so high. You know what I mean? I feel like that has to be said also,
Yeah.
because if you look at everybody that we named, right,
Right.
all the talented people, the only one that really made a career out of any sports, like we said, was that we were really talking about was Matt Overton.
Sure.
Then Chuck Hayes, also out of Modesto, did really good. But
Sure.
all these players, they played all these sports, spent so much time playing sports, and then didn't do anything after high school or
Right.
after college sports. So and even with me, I know I went through a time where I went through a time where it was almost like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
almost like a depression. But like, what am I gonna do? So I started to turn to other things, you know.
Yeah.
So what I'll say is play sports, make sure that's something that you're having fun doing, but also don't put so much emphasis on it. Do other things. You know what I mean? Enjoy the time with your friends. Um, um, just try to embark in businesses young.
Yeah.
Um, and all along with playing sports. That's what I will say.
Give me,
That- That's
give
what
me
I will say.
something you miss about the game before I let you up out of here. Literally got a minute, a minute, a minute.
Uh, One thing I miss about any game
Yeah.
is probably football. The smell of the grass. That's why I say I wish I never should have stopped playing football. The
Yeah.
smell of grass,
Mm.
um, in football, and on a Friday night with the lights when it's dark outside
Nothing
and
like
the
it.
lights on,
There's
and you
nothing
playing
like it.
right, and it's just something about hitting somebody when you come in contact with somebody, and it's just, I know it seems like, oh, that people hurt, like nowadays everybody's so sensitive, they watch the movie with Will Smith and all that shit, but I think it's good for a boy that's going to becoming a man to play football and get hit,
Yeah.
get his
Yeah.
bell rung, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, and
Yeah.
and hit other people, hit smaller people, hit bigger people, so
Yeah.
you can, hold on, shit, this
Yeah.
is this is what it feels like to be a man.
That's a fact. Well, listen,
Yeah,
Brent, I want to say, man, thank you, man. I want to give you your flowers, bro. It was an honor watching with you as a youngster coming up, man. And I just want to say thank you taking the time out for this, bro. Thank you, man.
it's all good, man. I appreciate you, man, Mike. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for this. I really do.
It's love. We go tap in.
All right, for sure. All right, big
Say
dog.
say less.
All right.
There we go. Brother.